A quiet town, an unknown past, and a girl born from a dying earth. Let's get into the video and find out who is Naomi McDuffie. Naomi McDuffie grew up in the quiet town of Port Oswego, Oregon, a place where nothing extraordinary ever happened. Naomi was just a normal girl in high school with an obsession with the hero Superman. That normalcy would begin to change the day the sky cracked open and Superman came crashing through it, locked in a brutal fight with the villain Mongul. For most of the people of Oswego, it was a spectacle, but for Naomi, it stirred up something deeper, as if a long-forgotten memory had been awakened. Then she heard whispers that something similar had happened years ago. She began asking older people about the incident, and they all acted like they knew nothing about it. No one would talk. But Naomi, determined to uncover the truth, sought out Dee, the town's reclusive mechanic. After enough pressure, he admitted that something had occurred on March 14th, 17 years earlier, the exact day Naomi had arrived in Oswego and been adopted. But when she pressed him for details, he shut down completely, locking his doors and leaving her with more questions than answers. Her parents weren't any better, their explanations too smooth, too carefully rehearsed. Naomi could feel the truth was eluding her, so she acted on instinct. That night, she broke into Dee's garage and uncovered a secret that shattered everything she thought she knew. She discovered that Dee wasn't human. He was actually a Thanagarian hiding in plain sight. Dee then explained to Naomi how he ended up on Earth, and before he could tell her anything else, the garage door flew open and Naomi's mother stormed in, not shocked, not confused, but furious. Her mother and Dee weren't actually strangers. They had been bound by a pact centered entirely around Naomi's existence. Without giving Naomi time to breathe, her mother dragged her away into the car, insisting the truth could no longer wait. After a brief drive, her father led her deep into the woods, into a hidden cavern where a starship rested in the shadows. Her adopted father then explained that he had been a soldier in the Ran army. He was sent to Earth on a mission to hunt down a Thanagarian assassin, but when he met Jennifer, he fell in love with her. He abandoned his mission and had been here on Earth ever since. Then it was time for the biggest reveal. He told Naomi that 17 years ago, a cosmic rupture had torn open the sky above Port Oswego, and a dying woman had fallen through it, carrying a baby. He and Dee fought off the pursuers, but were unable to save the woman. That baby was Naomi. Inside of the blanket Naomi had been wrapped in was a strange device, unlike any he had ever seen before. He handed the device to Naomi. The moment she interacted with it, it dissolved into her skin like liquid light. Power surged through Naomi, awakening something that had been dormant since her birth. Then came the message in her birth mother's voice. Naomi learned that she wasn't from this Earth, but from a parallel Earth that resembled it in countless ways, yet carried a darker past. On that world, unchecked pollution had destroyed the ozone layer, allowing a mysterious cosmic radiation to sweep across the planet. It didn't kill anyone, but it transformed 29 people across the globe, granting them extraordinary abilities. Some saw themselves as protectors, others saw themselves as conquerors. Their conflict erupted into a month-long war. By the time the dust settled, 14 superpowered beings lay dead. 7 had abandoned the planet entirely, and only 8 remained to negotiate a fragile ceasefire before they destroyed their world. None of those 29 had ever been able to have children until Naomi's mother miraculously gave birth to her. That miracle made Naomi a target. Zumbado, the most ruthless of the empowered, who had been on the electric chair when he received his powers, saw her as a danger to his rule. Desperate to save their daughter, Naomi's parents turned to their ally Akira and smuggled her through a portal to the Prime Universe, where she was found by her adoptive parents. Her mother's final plea echoed in the message, make the world she lived in a better place. Naomi's awakening didn't go unnoticed. Zumbado soon appeared in Port Oswego, claiming Akira had sent him to guide her home. Naomi followed him through the portal, eager and terrified to see her birth world. Only once they arrived did he reveal his true identity. Naomi recognized the name from her mother's story, but hid her fear, hoping to learn more. When she finally attacked him, driven to avenge her parents' deaths, Zumbado overpowered her with ease. She escaped only because Akira intervened, opening a portal back to Earth. Zumbado tried to follow, but Naomi struck him with a desperate blow, knocking him back through the rift. Determined to understand her powers, Naomi attempted her first real flight and crash-landed in Metropolis, right in front of the Daily Planet. Superman arrived to investigate, and Naomi asked her hero for guidance. He helped her to steady her flight and brought her to the Hall of Justice, where she met the Wonder Twins, the Atom, and eventually Batman, who recognized the volatility of her energy and warned her to proceed carefully. Then, when the Red Cloud attacked Superman, Naomi wanted to go help him, but Batman told her she was an untested alpha power with no training, and under no circumstances was she to go. But Naomi ignored Batman and stormed out to help Superman. She leapt into the fight, helping bring the villain down and proving that she was more than just a cosmic anomaly. Her world expanded again when Young Justice appeared in Port Oswego. Overwhelmed by her own power, she fainted after confronting them. She later awoke to find her home filled with sleeping heroes. She joined them on a mission involving Dr. Glory of Star Labs, a scientist manipulating multiversal technology and responsible for trapping Superboy in another dimension. Naomi fought alongside Young Justice across worlds, helping rescue Superboy and exposing Dr. Glory's experiments. When the team reclaimed Mount Justice, they accidentally awakened Red Tornado, who attacked them as intruders. Naomi fought fiercely, but Red Tornado classified her as an Omega-level unknown and overwhelmed her before Teen Lantern was able to shut him down. When a mysterious, extremely powerful villain named Brutus attacked Kandak and later Themyscira, Black Adam sensed Naomi shared Brutus's energy signature. Naomi was brought into the Justice League and asked to guide them to her birth world. On her birth world, they battled Brutus, but were overwhelmed when Zumbado and his forces arrived, forcing the Justice League to flee back to their own Earth. After recovering from passing out yet again from the strain of her powers, Naomi stayed around, training and running missions with the Justice League. Aquaman casually gave her the hero name Powerhouse, but the name never really stuck, and everyone kept calling her Naomi. Back home, tension built as her father tried to rein in her development out of fear, while Dee stepped in as the steady, patient mentor she actually needed. When Dee later mysteriously disappeared, Naomi learned that he had crossed universes to reach her homeworld in a desperate attempt to assassinate Zumbado and save Naomi. His failure and return to Earth triggered a multiversal invasion, as Zumbado and his allies descended upon Port Oswego. Remembering an earlier lesson from Cyborg, in which she learned to redirect energy before it touched her, Naomi used her double punch to defeat Brutus. She then confronted Zumbado himself, defeating him but collapsing from exhaustion. As the remaining invaders closed in, she regained consciousness and her powers evolved, allowing her to communicate with her Aunt Akira telepathically and unleash a devastating blast, defeating the remaining allies of Zumbado. The Justice League and Young Justice arrived to help, but quickly realized she had already taken care of things herself. Naomi then prepared to return to her home Earth to discover who she truly was. Dee and her parents said their goodbyes, and Dee presented her with his Thangarian death axe before she stepped through the portal to reunite with her Aunt Akira. Naomi McDuffie is an Omega-level source of extradimensional energy, able to generate, shape, and unleash power on a scale few beings can match. When she activates her abilities, golden armor forms around her, boosting her strength, durability, and striking force. She can fly, fire concentrated energy blast, and redirect incoming attacks with her double punch. Naomi's powers continue to grow, revealing that her full potential is still emerging. Well, that's the origin of the DC character Naomi McDuffie. Now please help me open a portal into the algorithm by hitting the like button, leaving a comment, and maybe even subscribing. That does it for this video. Thanks for watching. Peace.